T-Boys TV, we are here for the full-time reaction. Luton Town 2, Plymouth Argyle 3. Shocking, shocking. We've got ourselves to blame. That is exactly how I see the game. Now, in terms of the lineup, it was pretty much what me and my dad said. Bar obviously Ali was starting instead, but I did have a feeling that maybe would happen in this game. But I just felt, personally, I'd just gone with Bramall to start this game because we're playing a better opposition than Burton. So it makes sense to have that more sort of defensive structure, I guess. But yeah, I couldn't really complain. I didn't mind seeing Ali come in. But yeah, the game itself, I mean, first half, I thought, the first few minutes we started off really well, but this is what happens in football, and this is what's happened with us a lot over the last 2 years. You don't take your chances, you get punished, and that's what happened at the start of the game. They did get a goal, Plymouth obviously taking the lead in the game, and, the goal itself, I thought Longwick could have defended a little bit better, I'll be honest. He was getting done a few times, I'll be honest, in this game. He was struggling a little bit. I mean, let me know if you agree in the chat, but I feel he definitely was. And then Kadoa was, not so great in terms of the marking, I'll be honest. But there was a scare before that where we thought he might have to come off. But it shows the problems again, people. We haven't addressed the wing-back situation. And some fans felt we didn't need a right-sided wing-back. I felt we did, personally, because I look at it, Walters is still developing. He's not going to be the answer when he's coming back. And Asaya Jones, we want to see him higher up. Yes, he can play as a wing-back, but there's loads of times he's got yellow cards last year when he played there and, clumsy fouls. And we do that a lot as a team. These tactical fouls we do, they're not good enough. They're blatantly obvious where other teams do it and it's not obvious. So, yeah, and then the left side was obviously somewhere we needed to get in. And Bramall, I feel he's decent, but you needed a Doughty replacement. And, if Bramall gets injured, then what? I've said it numerous times, you know what I mean? It's a repetitive cycle. But, yeah, man, that's where I stand with that. And Kadoa's actually a striker. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's frustrating, man. But, yeah, they take the lead. And then we do get back into the game. Penalty, Yates. Obviously 2 out of 2 for him. Obviously, he did score in the last game he played against Barnet. And, he was saying in the pre-match build-up, he wants to score. And, it'd be great to do that again. So, it's good that he did. And then Longwick, like I say, for me, he was struggling a bit in this game, I'll be honest. He got a yellow card. And then, obviously, they scored, right before half-time. Now, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because, it's not a great time to score. And Nelson, what was he doing? You can't afford to be doing that. And, I'll be honest. Like, Man City, right? They had a great spell where they were playing this type of football out from the back and it was working. But, large parts of why it didn't work last season and why I'd say it ain't really worked this season, they've been found out. And now because they kept winning year upon year, everyone else thinks that's the way to play football. So in a way, Pep Guardiola, for me, has ruined football, especially the English football anyway. You watch abroad, they're all going for it. Do you know what I mean? And we do this stupid, playing out from the back crap. And it does my head in. I don't like it. You're inviting pressure onto yourselves. And Nelson just dilly-dallying around. What is he doing? And then they score. And it's not, it's like individual BS cost us today, in my opinion. And, there is fans that are, going at Bloomfield, saying Bloomfield out. I don't agree with that because in this game, I thought the lineup was all right. Maybe there was a few subs, which we'll get into, which were a bit questionable, I'll be honest. But, you have to put the blame on Gary Sweet for me if you're going to blame anyone, in that sort of category at the club because he hasn't addressed where we've needed to address. Whether you think we needed a right back, right wing back or not, we definitely needed a left wing back. We haven't done that. And we're playing players there that are not ideal to play there. Yes, Bramall, obviously that's all right when he plays there. But the other one you're putting there is Ali. And don't get me wrong, he's played better there. compared to up front, but it's not ideal. We need to be playing like for me, I wouldn't mind us playing like a 4-3-3, then have wingers. Because we got too many wingers at the club. I mean, look today, right? Obviously, Gabode come on. Good to see him come on. Morris come on. Obviously, you've got Ali, like I say. There's probably other players I'm not thinking of that we've got there as options as well. And we're not utilising it, guys. Like, people say about the four at the back. But I just feel we haven't addressed enough to play a four at the back. Maybe when Walters is back. Maybe. Because, guys, the other players you say, if you don't put Bramwell on the left and you don't put Katoa on the right, sorry, not Katoa, Walters, when he's back, the other guys you put there that's not their position. Do you know what I mean? Naismith can play there, but if we play that type of formation, for me, we want players that are going to be, bombing up and down the wing. Sort of like, obviously not on a level, but sort of like how Liverpool play. Do you know what I mean? And we haven't, got the players to do that if you put Naismith there. And if Bramble gets injured, then what, guys? Like, this is our problem. So you have to put the blame on Gary Sweet, for me, because he hasn't addressed, he's too focused on this stadium. I keep hearing I don't really look at the programme notes, I'll be honest. I'm not really interested. Like, some people are, which fair enough, but I can't be asked to sit there and read. I'm going to be totally honest. And, people are saying there's obviously stuff coming out in the stadium and that today. I don't give a shit. If we're playing in League One, which we will be, because we haven't done enough to address that we can go up, in my opinion. I don't think we're going down, because the league is crap. Do you know what I mean? There's how many wins have we even got? 4 wins? And we ain't played great. Let's be honest, the only game we've played well in the league was Burton. In my opinion. We haven't played well in the other games. Let me just double check we got 4 wins. I want to get that right. Yeah, 4 wins in the league. You know what I mean? Like, and we ain't played great. So that tells you a lot about the division. So I'm not hearing we're going down, but it could be a mid-table season. I'm not going to lie. And, I have sort of felt that. And I have said on Hatter shows, if we don't address the left-back situation, I think it could be a mid-table thing. It's there, it's live on record, so people can go back to it and have a look. And I've just knocked my portable charger. So, yeah, that's just great. But nearly landed on my foot. It didn't. But, yeah, like 2-1 at half-time. And then the second half, again, the start of the half, I thought we were good. One change I didn't necessarily agree with, I mean, let me know in the chat, was Nordos coming off, for Wells. I don't think Nordos was terrible, I'll be honest. Naismith coming on for Longwick. I didn't mind that, like I say, I think Longwick was a bit shaky. Naismith's obviously got that experience, and I thought Naismith was decent when he come on, to be fair to him. And then obviously we got a penalty. Wells, a foul on Kadoa, it's definitely a penalty. And Wells took it well. There was, no pun intended, there was obviously a part where you thought Yates was maybe going to take it, but he didn't. A good penalty from Wells, like I say. Then they get a red card, right? They're captain as well. So you're like, come on, we need to capitalise on this now. But, especially in the recent times, teams have had 10 men. Especially in the Championship, we struggled. So I did have that sort of element that I was thinking of when that did happen. But then I was thinking, we got the crowd right up. Like, come on, this is their captain. This is their leader. Like, come on, if he's losing their head. Cleverly already got booked. He also got sent off. And from there on in, you're thinking, right, come on. Even though Cleverly's not on the pitch, like, ex-Watford, come on, like, this is our time to, like, do it. Do you know what I mean? He's rattled, their captain's rattled. Their 2 leaders, essentially, are rattled. But then it just aged well, doesn't it? And I don't care, right? People might not agree with this. I think we should put Shane goal. Because at least with him, he's commanding. He'll come in the box. He won't, do this stupid crap. I think he needs to learn. So he needs to be dropped for the next game for me. Lincoln away, that's going to be a very, very difficult game. I mean, I'm not underestimating them at all. I think right now as it stands, they are in the playoffs. No, they're just outside the playoffs. But they've got James Collins, Sonny Bradley. They were at the club long enough. Yes, the team's changed, but they were at the club long enough to know what will rattle us. And Sonny Bradley did score today, as well. So, yeah, me personally, I'd put Shea back in goal. I mean, there was a stage where we thought he wouldn't play as much this year, obviously only in the cup competitions, but I think you got to put him in. I think you got to put him in. And there's group chats that I'm in. Few people are saying it. A lot of people might not agree, but yeah, I just think sometimes he's too arrogant with it, and he needs to learn. You know, he needs a reality check. So yeah, that's how I see it. Do let me know if you agree. But then the corner itself, I mean, it's just scrappy, innit, really. I mean, Clark, for me, didn't have the best of games today, I'll be honest. He tried clearing it, come off their player. It's like a goal you'd concede on FIFA. You know, if you're playing someone who's half decent, that, you know, you're just panicking. It was awful. Like, I'm laughing, but I'm pissed off. I'm going to be honest. I'm pissed off because I believe that's Plymouth's first win at our ground in like 10 years as well, which, you know, I mean, I said about the game, obviously going into it, this game, obviously about last year's game, we drew, and it felt like we lost that game, but this game we actually did lose to them, and yeah, I mean, you know, fair play to their fans, you know, I'll be honest, they were singing throughout the whole game, and, you know, fair play, you know, it's a long journey, and I feel sorry for them in the way of all these places they have to travel, other than Exeter. It's all far. So you have to give them credit for their away support, you know, always do. And yeah, just frustrating from our end. Ourselves to blame. And, you know, I said going into the game, Plymouth are in a false position. They are. But I just felt with that red card, you know, and then cleverly getting sent off on top of that, we should have exploited that. We really, really should have exploited that. You know, you want to make your home games, obviously, you know, sort of like a fortress. But we ain't done that. Yeah, we've got like little 1-0 wins and things like that. But overall, guys, it's not good enough. You know, it's not good enough. But yeah, if you're looking at any positives, I mean, I thought Morris was alright, to be fair to him. He was trying to make things happen. Other than one moment at the end where maybe he took a bit too long on the ball. But, you know, compare that to other players. I mean, we can quickly go through it. Keeley, awful. Makoso, average. There was times, especially later on, he's like not concentrating on the pass. Do you know what I mean? Like, frustrating. Anderson, I actually thought he was alright, to be fair to him. Obviously, he come off. Longwick, not great. Did get a yellow card as well, like I say. Saville, one of our better players again. Kadoa, again, the first goal could have done better. Did earn us a penalty, so not as bad as some others, but still not great. One of his worst performances, if that's even a word. Clark, like I say, not great, I'll be honest. Nelson, poor for me. Ali, right? He needs to take shooting practice, right? He scored a great goal against Burton. You know, and people go, oh, that's Burton. I hear that, but still a great technique, to be fair. But today, the shooting from him, awful. Absolutely awful. So, I fucking hope, and I don't like to F and blind, but I fucking hope he's taking shooting practice this week. Seriously. I'm telling you now, because them shots were fucking awful. So, yeah, seriously. And then Yates, I mean, Yates got a lot of criticism from a couple of fans that I see online at halftime. I thought that was harsh, personally. I actually thought he was alright, to be fair. Obviously, did score for us as well. You know, and Nordos, I thought he was alright. He shouldn't have come off for me. He should have stayed on at least a bit longer in the game, to be fair. But, yeah, even the players that come on, I mean, Wells was okay. Again, a few shots that weren't great. Good penalty. Naismith, thought Naismith was alright. Morris, like I say, I thought he was alright. Bramall, average, really, I'd probably say. And then Kabode, even though it's a shorter cameo for him, I thought he was alright. But, yeah, ourselves to blame, guys. That's how I see it. And like I say, we got Lincoln next. I'm not going to underestimate them at all. I say they've got a couple of our former players, you know, that were at the club for a very long time. When Collins was actually at Luton, he's personally my favourite player at the time. Sonny Bradley was obviously a captain, and I have actually got a player-worn shirt of his as well. You guys would have seen it, obviously, if you're OG, when we played Huddersfield in the playoff second leg, when we lost, when Elijah come on, and he couldn't even walk. So that's how desperate we were then. But I think it's a similar thing now, you know, guys, in the sense of we're so desperate to try and make players like Ali work as a wing-back. No, it's not going to happen. It will happen against the lesser teams, yeah, you know, because they're not as good. But you can't afford to be doing that against like Huddersfield, Stockport, Bradford. Shout out to Bradford, by the way, top of the league. battering Huddersfield, really. I didn't expect that. I expect a close game, not quite that. But yeah, like I say, them teams you can't even. Do you know what? Even Stevenage. I fucking hate to say that, but even against them, you can't do it. I mean, they're fourth. We got them soon. Like, guys, this is madness. And that Lincoln game's 12:30 as well. They're not really ideal. Not really ideal games. Like, you can afford to do that against your Wickhams. I know people don't like when you say your Wickhams, your teams like that. But, you can do that against Wickham. You can do it against Burton, Blackpool, and all that. But you can't put Ali starting wing back against Huddersfield, Stockport, Stevenage. I never thought I'd say that. But, yeah, man, it's frustrating. Really, really frustrating. And, yeah, like I say, takeaways from this game, main takeaways. I hope Ali is learning shooting practice. And, yeah, I hope the team learn how to actually defend, to be fair. And Keeley, I would drop him. And again, people might say, oh, I'm saying that heat at a moment or whatever. No, I would. Because I think there's been times earlier on in the season, and we're still obviously fairly early, do you know what I mean? But there's still been times in these opening couple of games where he's just come out like a madman. And yes, it's good to see your keepers commanding, but sometimes he overdoes it for me. Like, yeah. And I did have sort of the same vibes of the last 2 years in this game, especially when we're trying to chase the game. We're slowing the play down, dilly-dallying around. It's not good enough, guys. It's not good enough. And right now, as it stands, I can see us not going up or going down. I think it's just going to be, a mid-table sort of season, the way it's going, to be quite honest with you. Haven't done enough. We have not addressed. We needed a left-back for me. Needed a left-back. We haven't done that. Yes, we can still go in the free agent market, but then there'll be that thing, won't it? Oh, he's getting into speed. Say, for example, we did get like Jamal Lewis, for example. Then people be like, oh, he has to get in, which he does. He has to get his minutes and things. But yeah, we should have got someone. The fact we were not linked with anyone except Owen Dodgson, who obviously ended up going to Stockport. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we were linked with any other left back or left wing back, whatever you want to call it, in the window from memory, of memory. So, yeah, just frustrating. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. Luton fan, Plymouth fan, or neutral fan. I mean, if you're a neutral fan today, what a game. What a game. But yeah, as a Luton fan like myself, not very good. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys, like I say. And yeah, smash a like, subscribe, follow me across all my socials, and subscribe to the Extra channel. Until next time, take care. Peace.